Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. As always, I am WildWeiler. To paraphrase comedian Red Green, it's been a big week up at the Weiler Dome this week. Up first, I have been watching the new Dimension 20 D&D actual play series, Barrow's End. And oh boy, is it a wild ride. It is beautiful, it is amazing. Ostensibly, it is about a family of stoats, but it's got so many secrets and twists and turns and intrigue and love and heartbreak and feelings and emotions that it has me completely glued to my seat. The cast is amazing. Shoutouts in particular to all of them, which is to say GM Abria Iyengar, players Brennan Lee Mulligan, Erica Ishii, Isabel Rowland, Siobhan Thompson, Rashawn Nadine Scott, Jasper William Cartwright, and I think I got everybody. It's amazing. It's great. I absolutely love it. I'm a huge fan of Dropout. I think they produce amazing and wonderful TTRPG actual play series. They do an incredibly job of keeping them accessible and enjoyable. Most series are between 10 and 24 episodes, and they rotate games and GMs and settings, so there's not a huge backlog you have to get into it. You don't have to really know these people because everybody rotates through and they keep the stories nice and tight, but you get familiar faces again and again. It's amazing. If you have a Dropout subscription, you should absolutely check out Barrow's End. It is definitely worth your time. And if you don't have a Dropout subscription, consider it. They are a sort of indie streaming service that produces original content without sort of a bigger studio above them. It's really good. I highly recommend it. It is a spin-off of the old sort of YouTube college humor, but it's new, it's different, it's better. They've completely rebranded to Dropout because they're kind of stepping away from what college humor was, and they're doing this new thing, and it is wonderful. So please check it out if that sounds like something you'd be interested in. I also saw Godzilla -1 this week, and it was amazing. Absolutely mind-blowingly amazing. It was somehow the first Godzilla movie that I have ever seen. Godzilla -1 is a character-driven movie about Japanese survivors of World War II dealing with the sudden appearance of Godzilla. The movie deals with themes of loss and grief and guilt, all set to the backdrop of Godzilla absolutely wrecking shit up. This movie was entirely produced in Japan, and it is such a breath of fresh air compared to the mega blockbusters that are overproduced here in the US. The first time Godzilla appears on screen, the character just says, "Oh, the natives of this island call that Godzilla." And that's it. And this is all in the first 5 minutes of the movie. The movie respects you enough to let you read between the lines and doesn't hold your hand and doesn't walk around like an American film for 2 hours where Godzilla doesn't even show up, but they hint that Godzilla might be there despite the fact that, Godzilla is the title of the movie, and then 2 hours in, Godzilla shows up, and there's a 45-minute battle, and you don't even learn that the monster's name is Godzilla until a post-credits scene where they tease Godzilla: origins re-beginning. No, it doesn't do any of that. It just gets right to the point, like, here's the monster, here's Godzilla, here's your characters, here's what they're dealing with, here's what they're afraid of, here's what they're fighting for. It is phenomenal. While watching the movie, I felt myself constantly thinking of Bong Joon-ho's words when giving an American audience, frankly, the absolute licking we deserved when he accepted the Golden Globe Award for Parasite. He said this: "Once you overcome the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles, you'll be introduced to so many more amazing films." And I thought about that a lot while watching Godzilla -1. It is an amazing film. It's all in Japanese, so you have to read the subtitles. And this isn't an argument about subs versus dubs. I think I have talked many times on this channel about how I struggle with reading comprehension issues. Subtitles are very hard for me. So if you can find a dubbed thing and that is more your speed, go ahead and watch it dubbed. But the point is subtitling stuff is generally cheaper, and there's a lot more things available that is subtitled. So don't let that dissuade you from watching something new. If I can do it, I generally believe a lot of people can too. And I know not everybody can, and dubs are very helpful. And I'm not here to say one is better than the other. But if you can read subtitles, I'm going to encourage you to step out of your comfort zone if you're somebody who avoids it, and go watch Godzilla -1. It's great. It's amazing. I don't feel qualified to put Godzilla -1 on my rating scale. I don't think I have the requisite level of Japanese media literacy to do that, so I will just say this. Godzilla -1 is a marvelous, contemplative, thought-provoking film that you should absolutely watch. And now it's time for the train game of the week. This week's train game is Last Train Home. Last Train Home is about a group of Czechoslovakian soldiers trapped behind the Russian border at the end of World War I. Due to the outbreak of the Russian Civil War, the Red and White armies have made the western border of Russia impassable. So the only way home is to take a train from basically Moscow to Vladivostok over in the Pacific Ocean. It's a long, arduous journey with dwindling supplies and not enough food or fuel to make it. Your soldiers are not equipped for this, and you have to guide them through this perilous journey. All you have at your disposal is a commandeered train and whatever soldiers you can pick up along the way. You gather resources and foods to survive, and it is absolutely intense. It is just incredibly intense. Players of Frostpunk will immediately be familiar with many of the mechanics in Last Train Home, as the resource management features are nearly identical. Squad management features are also nearly identical when it comes to exploring sort of locations and finding resources, as well as clear similarities in the UI, sound design, and event handling. Which is to say, Last Train Home borrows a lot from Frostpunk, and that's pretty good in this case because it adds to it. It is the natural evolution of sort of what Frostpunk was setting up in a very good way. Last Train Home is a highly polished experience about a train doing what trains do, which is getting people from point A to point B, only this time you gotta survive the journey. I have a full in-depth review coming up on the channel, so be on the lookout for that. But if you want to know the score ahead of time, I give Last Train Home an 8 out of 10. That does it for this week. I will be streaming on Thursday. An episode of my Bolt Gun Let's Play comes out on Wednesday, and another Hitman Sarajevo 6 Murdering comes up on Saturday. As always, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.